Hello everyone, so this is the one I've been promising for a while and I'm sure you've all been waiting for. Yes, we have the Tamiya walking swimming duck. So yes, it's got like fully kind of waterproof motor mechanism in it. I believe it turns left to right and yeah, it'll walk on the land and it'll also swim in the water. So I'll change the camera position and we'll do a full build of this. Okay, so let's have a quick look around the box first. On this side you can see the example of him on the land and then going into the water. Looks like his head kind of moves backwards and forwards as he goes along. And then on this side, it's obviously showing that it'll turn left and right. There's like a little wheel on the back, yeah, a little roller. Right, let's have a look into the box. So you've got like a small parts bag, the little motor there, little gears. I think these are like the gearbox housing maybe. I can see a little propeller on here. And obviously you've got the main body and his head. Some decals for his beak and his eyes. And then I think these are like push out floats. And then obviously the manual. I'll put up some stills of all this and show you a still of the manual as well. And then we'll get building. Okay, so the first thing we've had to do is we've had to identify these tiny little gears matching onto this as to ones that are used, and then there's 3 here that aren't used. We've also got this like tiny little shaft out, and then there's like another little tiny little sprue of little gears. So I'll put all this together and then bring you back when it's finished. Okay, so we've assembled all the gears in here. There's just the last one to drop on. Slightly confused about that one because it's got obviously teeth facing downwards and it's not actually touching anything yet. I'll just bring that up to the camera. I'm assuming there's another gear that goes in that way, maybe for the propeller coming out, which would make sense. So if I just drop this final one on here, and then there you go. You've got a tiny little moving gearbox, and then I just need to like clamp it shut with the opposite part there, so I'll do that. Right, so the gearbox is done. They give you a little thing of grease, but it doesn't actually tell you to put grease on the gears. But I have to put a tiny bit on, because obviously it won't hurt. It does tell you to put some grease on the end of this motor in a minute. Right, I've assembled this bit because it was a little bit fiddly. You have to put in this metal bit here and like twist it round. I'm going to take the next bit on camera, which looks even more fiddly, which is there's a little spring here, and I've got to try and hook the motor on. I'll make sure I've got the motor the right way around, so that way, and then I've got a hook. Oh, yeah, this was going to be fiddly. Hook that on there, and then hook that bit. This is where I need younger eyes. Oh, come on, you bugger. Oh, it's on. I'm on. Brilliant. Yeah, so it's hooked top and bottom. There we go. Brilliant. Right, I'll finish all this bit off and then come back for the next stage. Okay, so the next stage is attaching this piece to this piece and then putting a battery in it. So this pushes over the motor. It looks like it goes all the way in there and then snaps onto that bit. Although there was not really a snap sound there. Then we've got this tiny little gear that wants to go in here. It's like a push fit. It says allow a little bit of clearance. I won't push it all the way in. Maybe about there. And then we want a battery that way round. AAA. And then I've already put the O-ring on and greased that up. And then obviously this is the cap that fits over it. Although I tell you what I am confused about. How do you turn it off and on? That's interesting. Switching off and on. When the cap is full of clothes, the motor is switched on. Switch on and off completely. Apply grease to the O-ring if the cap does not close correctly. Oh, I see. So the on-off mechanism is actually closing the cap. Oh yeah, look. There we go. It's going round. So it's obviously the pressure on the terminals. Let's open this up and have another look. So yeah, is it pressing that in? Maybe it's pressing that in. Oh, it is, yeah. I think maybe it presses that in bit in to touch the battery. Oh, what a curious way of turning it on and off. Let's have another look again. You can see that going round. Okay. Oh, there we go. Brilliant. Right. On to the next part, which looks like it's the floats and his legs. Right, I've put one foot together, and we'll attempt to do the other one on camera, which is actually this one over here. So yeah, so that's going that way, and then the float goes on that way by the look of it, and then you have to try and push this bit in between the float and the foot, like that, hopefully. There we go. So yeah, there's those two done. Hopefully I've got that right, a left and a right. I'll check it afterwards. Then also I've pushed the gearbox mechanism onto the motor and the battery. So if I tighten this up, we've got a moving gearbox. There we go. I'll just be able to hear that. So yeah, I think now I've just got to put the legs on. Well, let's do that. Let's do that next. So what have we got? No direction. Right. So which one did I make was right and left now? Right. So that must go that side. And then I'm guessing that one must go that side. So right, so he needs, yeah, so he has to be, have I got the orientation of that quite right? Maybe that needs to be up there slightly. Let's try moving around a touch. I'll be there like that. That looks about right, doesn't it? So yes, if I turn this again, well, there we go. We've got legs that move. Brilliant. Right, on we go. Okay, so next we've done this stage where we've put his head together. This little float bit sits under there, and you can see this allows him to have this kind of like bopping head mechanism. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we've just got to attach him onto the base. So I'll do that and come back. Right then, so there's just two screws in here to attach the head to the body. We'll just do those like finger tight. Don't want to strip the plastic out. That'll do. And now, you see this mechanism that hangs down here catches on this. There's kind of like an oval shaped inside bit to this wheel. So when we turn him on, you'll see his head should move at the same time. You can see it catching there underneath. And we've got his bobbin head. Right, nearly done with this. It's going to be brilliant. So right, we're on the last bit now. I've put the stickers on him. So it's just pushing these side bits in on the little wheel on the bottom. So the float kind of pushes in between. There's like a little slot here. So that slots on like that. And then we get the other side piece like this, and it's pushing on these two here. So get those lined up. At the same time get the slot lined up. Oh, it's probably easier if I look from underneath. There we go. See what I'm doing now. Tricky, you need kind of 3 hands. There we go. Oh, let's get those overlapping like that. And there's some overlapping bits there. More of a shove. There we go. Get the float in. And then lastly, his little steering wheel pushes on the bottom like that. And then that's used to obviously steer him. So there we go. I'm guessing we all want a running and swimming video now. So yeah, let's see how he goes. Just before we take him out for his maiden voyage, there are a few bits left over. Remember at the beginning I mentioned about a propeller, but that doesn't seem to be used. Also, there's a few gears and these random bits, so I can only assume as with Tamiya they must be off some other kits. Certainly haven't missed any parts out. Not really a lot you can miss out on this. Anyway, right, let's see how he goes. Yeah, so here we go. This is my mad spinning duck. And there we have him in the sink. Not really steer very well in the sink. Something I did do wrong. You know, earlier I said that I put grease on the gears, but you can actually see the gears. I guess it's to let water in and out, so yeah, you probably don't increase the gears. But I'm sure that won't work. There we go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my obscure channel of randomness and race videos. And yeah, give us a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.